Hey, Tony Gaskins here, popping in now. I won't try to be too long today. Lord willing, I don't know. Lady wrote me yesterday long message telling me keep my video 10 to 12 minutes, and I just had to delete a message, and I try my best, but I just gotta let the spirit flow. I don't know where I'm gonna stop. But today I want to touch on this, and one of these things that I'm doing is dispelling myths, because we base so much of our life off of a song or off of a movie. Like, I remember that old movie where they told a guy, if you open her door and let her in the car, by the time you walk around to your side of the car, if she reaches over and unlocks your door, she's the one. And we base our lives off of stuff like that. And one of the things that people always say is we grew apart. We grew apart, or we fell out of love. And that lets me know, and I didn't learn this now. I didn't wake up and just know this. I had to truly fall in love to understand that when you fall in love, there is no falling out of love. And so a lot of times when I'm coaching, a woman say, well, I guess he fell out of love with me. Or a man say, oh, I fell out of love. No, what you fell out of was lust. You fell out of lust. You didn't fall out of love, because see, when you are in love, when you're in love, it's no longer about looks. It's no longer about that physical attraction. It's no longer about that. This is a spiritual connection at this point. It's spiritual. It's emotional. It's way deeper than just the physical. So here's the thing. And if you've ever been in love, then you know this. You always love that person. That's why it's so many women that is stuck. So many women who are stuck and can't move forward because they fell in love with a man who did not fall in love with them, and then the man end up leaving them or forcing her to leave him. And then she has to leave and she has to start over, but she still loves this man. And if she was truly in love, then she will forever love that man. So you don't just fall out of love. Now, you can make a conscious decision. You can make a choice to come out of love, to create distance, to break free from this so that you can move on and truly love someone else and fall in love with someone else. But see, love is so real, love is so great, love is so grand, that is really the price we pay of love. Love has a lot of benefits and a lot of rewards, but to find love and to have love also comes with a lot of risk, because you have to risk your heart. Think about it. When you are trying to have love, you are gambling. You're taking a gamble because you truly don't know this person. You don't know the long-term version of this person. All you know is what you've had. So if it's been 6 months, if it's been a year, you can't always foresee who this person will be at year 3, at year 5, at year 10. So one thing that I've found is that when you're going into a relationship, you're taking a gamble. And when you gamble, sometimes you might lose your shirt. What I mean by that is, if you go gambling, you might lose everything, because you keep trying to win. You're trying to win, so you feel like in order to win big, I got to go big. So you keep going and going and going and going. But if it's just not your night, you're going to lose it all. And ask a gambler, they'll tell you. I don't have to gamble to know that. That's common sense. But I see it on the love side. And I tell people all the time, love is a gamble. Because it's really the relationship that's a gamble. But you're in a relationship for love. So love is a gamble. But now when you have real love and it becomes real, remember that in order for it to be real, it has to be confirmed. Meaning you love someone and they reciprocate that love. It's not real if you love someone and they don't love you back. They don't reciprocate that love. They don't give you a reason to truly love them. But you love them because you love the idea of love. You love them because you just want to be in love. But the person isn't really even lovable, or they're not really even loving you. So now it has nothing to do with them and everything to do with your desires and what you want, or your selfishness, or your insecurity, or your desperation, or your frustration. So now you are giving all this love and the person doesn't even know how to receive it or reciprocate it. So this is what happens. And in a relationship, I talked about men who take a while to fall in love. And this is what I want you to understand, is that if a man claims to have fallen out of love with you, and it's not something that he made a conscious decision because you cheated on him or because you repeatedly emasculated him, but if he just claims to have come to this point in his life that he's fallen out of love, he doesn't know what love is. He confused lust with love. He confused convenience with love. He confused friendship with love. See, when you fall in love and it is confirmed, meaning if he says he was in love with you and you loved him back, then he's never fallen out of that. You don't fall out of that. That's all a lie. What it was is he was in lust. He was in lust. He was in lies. He was in deception. He was in loneliness. He was in neediness. He was in everything else but in love. And that is how he can come to a place to where he says, I fell out of love. That's all. We just grew apart. I fell out of love. Yeah, y'all grew apart. Y'all grew apart, but growing apart is different than falling out of love. Now, that's not the same thing. So to grow apart is really manglish, because you ain't grow apart. Because if you was with this woman, then she only growing more every year. You didn't meet her at 25, 30, 35, and she was mature, and then 10 years later she is extremely immature like a child. So y'all didn't grow apart. We grew apart is manglish for I done had you in every way that I can have you, and I've done everything with you that I can do with you, and now I'm ready for my next thrill. Now I'm ready for my next challenge. Now I'm ready for the next match, the next game, for some new booty. That is manglish for we grew apart. That's all that means. That's all that means, because a woman is the same woman, if not a better woman. Now, a woman can become a worse woman over time, typically because of a response to that man. So if he was cheating and lying and deceiving, she can go from this confident woman to this insecure, controlling, worrying, nagging woman. That can be a decrease, but it's not that you grew apart, it's that he never grew. And in the rare case where it is a woman who just goes downhill for no reason, then that's where we grew apart would apply. But 9 out of 10 times, that's not the case. That does happen. That may have happened. Like a woman was this good, morally sound woman, and then she just got too Instagram, you know, crazy, or social media led and influenced, and now she just lost her morals and her values because of who she follows and who she's emulating. Now that can happen, but we're not talking about the exception to the rule. So I want you to understand this: that if you lost a man, meaning he left you or you had to leave him, and it was due to his doing, then don't worry yourself. Don't stress yourself out about what made him fall out of love. Don't beat yourself up saying what made him fall out of love. He was never in love. He was in lust. And see, lust, people say love has an expiration date. Love does not have an expiration date. There's no such thing. Love would not be love if it had an expiration date. Lust has an expiration date. If you loved somebody, then you will always love them. I see, what I had to come to realize is that although I said I love you to countless women, I truly never loved a woman before I loved my wife. I truly never was in love. I may have called it love. I may have said I'm in love. I may have thought I was in love, but I did not know at that time that that was not love. That was lust on steroids. That it was not love, because if I truly loved those women, I wouldn't have cheated. I wouldn't have hurt them. I wouldn't have lied. I wouldn't have deceived. I wouldn't have manipulated intentionally, with the intention to do harm, to do hurt, to deceive, knowing that the repercussion or the result would be them having a broken heart. That was selfishness, and that was self-hate. That was not love. So see, it's a lot of people. I'm talking 80 to 90% of people lying on love, because we don't often get to experience love. So we truly don't know what it is. So but think about it in another context, which is sort of relatable, but not all the way. If you have a child, if you don't have a child, then you won't understand this. But you have a parent. Imagine your parent telling you, I fell out of love with you. Imagine you telling your child, I don't love you anymore. I fell out of love with you. That's almost impossible, unless a person is just, mentally deranged or completely strung out on some type of substance. But that's virtually impossible when you think about that. It's nothing my sons could do that would make me stop loving them. No matter how much wrong or bad they do, I may be disappointed. It may make me sick to my stomach. I may be disgusted if they did something that just completely foul, but I wouldn't be able to stop loving them, because they come from me. Those my children, and I made a decision from the moment they were conceived, before they had even began to grow, that I loved them and that I was in love with them. So see, when you make this decision, that's why I say, in order to say I fell out of love, it has to be a conscious decision. It's not something that's just going to happen because the woman gained 50 pounds. It's not something that's going to happen just because 10 years pass. It has to be a conscious decision that says, I no longer love this person because she does not love me, because she disrespects me and she mistreats me. So I am retracting my love. And even with that, that might just be words trying to trick the mind to be able to heal and move forward. And the heart may be doing and saying something totally different. So I want you to understand this. And really, and here's the key. I'm about to wrap this on up now. The reason why you have to understand this is because if you keep telling yourself that you lost love and that you lost real love, you will never be able to attract real love. Because if you feel you lost real love and that you were in love and the man just fell out of love with you, or you were in love and the woman just fell out of love with you, then you're going to forever hold that as love. And everything that came with it, the lies, the deception, the manipulation, the cheating, all of the stuff that came with it, you are lumping that in as real love. And then somebody who can come into your life and truly love you, wash you with love, renew your heart and mind with love, you will push them away, block them, and you will end up blocking your blessing because you thought that was real love that you fell out of. And man or woman, if you telling yourself you fell out of love, then you got to stop lying to yourself so that you truly understand what love is. Because if you telling yourself you fell out of love, then you're going to be telling yourself this next relationship going to have an ending date too. You're going to be telling yourself that love has an expiration date, and that is a lie. Lust can have an expiration date. But love, I'm here to tell you. Because my wife, she done had 2 children. Her body is not the same as it was when I met her when she was 19. But now that she's in her 30s and total different packaging, total different body, guess what? Still gorgeous, still beautiful. Now, if I thought that what I had with her when she was 19, 20 years old, when we got married, if I thought that was me in love, then having her now, I would be out of love because it's a different person. Myself too. If she thought that was in love, and that's what she was in love with and who she was in love with, guess what? I'm 30 pounds heavier than when she found me, and I'm down 6 abs. I done lost 6 abs that I used to have. Now I had a 8, 11, 14. I had a 14 pack because you could see my 3 ribs on each side. So I had an 8 pack and then 3 ribs on this side, 3 ribs on that side. So it looked like a 14 pack. Now with them 8 abs, I done lost 6 of them. Okay, I got the top 2. I got the top 2 right under my chest. So if that was in love, then guess what? My wife could say, I done fell out of love. I done fell out of love because you ain't the same person. But guess what? With time, you grow. You get wiser. So who I was at 21 when my wife met me, I'm totally different at 35. I'm way better. I'm way more mature. I'm way more responsible. I'm way more respectful. So over time, if you truly are in love with someone, over time it gets better. It gets sweeter. Remember I said like wine, not like soda. So I want you to understand this. Stop lying to yourself, telling yourself that you fell out of love and that you had love. Because if you weren't being treated right, if you weren't being respected, if what you were given wasn't reciprocated, you didn't even have love. You had self-hate. Now, when you walked away from that situation, that's when you stepped into self-love. So I need you to understand the difference. Because if you thinking what you had, then you won't be able to receive what you can have. So you got to understand, and you got to take that, what you had, and you got to put it in a box and you got to label it. Lies, manipulation, deceit, self-hate, cheating, abuse. You have to label it for what it was and stop calling it love. Stop saying you were in love and that was the love of your life. That was the lie of your life. You was lost in your life. Now you need to say, I am glad I let go of those lies and that lust. And now I am mature and I'm healthy and I'm ready for real love. Hey, this is Tony Gaskins. Thank you so much. Hey, make sure you click the link in the description and go book your session with a life coach today. Take your life to the next level. God bless you. To all the members of the Blessed Tribe, thank you. When I go through the comments, you'll notice I try to put the little heart button, hit the little heart of all of my members in the Blessed Tribe. Y'all pay attention to that. That's me just saying hey, saying thank you, saying I see you and I appreciate you. So thank you so much. If you want to become a member of the Blessed Tribe, the link should be in the description unless I forgot to put it there. God bless you. We'll talk soon.